Here goes nothing. Night number 2. Come on, not all runners. Okay, looks like a slow procession. Hopefully we can make it work. Ugh, it feels so good to just be able to get rid of those mist sensors. 57. Let's roll the dice. Of course we didn't get it. All right. This one's at 82, so we're going to need to spend a little bit more on that. The breakpoints are feeling not so great at the moment. All right, I'm going to tank up and hope that we don't take too much damage. How much does this one have? 59? Nope. I don't want to waste a power shot. I think we're going to end up moving a bit. Oh, I should have taken out this tree, actually. Just gardening problems, as you do. Okay, let's see. Oh. I feel like we're getting beat by breakpoints quite badly at the moment. So I saved the precise shots for these guys, and then yeah, I think we'll hold off on spending any more mana, and we will retreat a bit. Actually, as part of our retreat, let's punch this tree a couple of times to open up a line of sight along there. And then we'll move to about here. And I'm only really worried about Carlotta taking a hit. Oh, good. We have a Mist Elite. Wow, that is underwhelming. That felt pretty awful, if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna try to come over and get rid of this guy. Just so that we don't have to deal with it anymore. And then we need some big consistent hits here. Oh, that's pretty good. Can't get a shot on this guy is a little awkward. Let's start seeing what we got. No. The catapults are feeling less like what I'm looking for here. If I move over to here, I think I can get rid of this guy. And then I can get a shot around this way. Alright, and then longbow shots. So unfortunately, what you're seeing is the bleeding icon. I assume that's what you're referring to here. So that is actually a wound indicator, not a bleed. And so every monster, as they become wounded, or every character as they become wounded, suffers stat penalties. And so that's what you're seeing with those. Unfortunately, it is not a bleed. It would be really nice if it was. You'll potentially see us use poison later in the run. In fact, we could potentially be using poison right now. But unfortunately, yeah, the bleed is not quite what it appears. All right, let's see. So I want to just hit as... I just feel like there's so many bad guys right now. That is my feeling on the matter. But, and yet this attack, for all of its splendor, is just so weak. Okay, let's see. So if I move over 2, I'm going to take that guy out, and then we can swap over to our longbow. And then we got to find targets. Oh, Lightning Strike is just so expensive now. Yeah, I possibly could. Of all of the attacks, for some reason, I just find Lightning Strike to be so disappointing so often. Let's see, we still have 6 actions, so I think... Yeah, it's similarly expensive, but if your propagate doesn't go well with Lightning Strike, it can just be kind of like a zero value attack. That's the, that's the trade-off, the challenge, whatever you want to call it. Really, Rusty? YouTube doesn't tell you that I'm live? That is surprising to me. I have asked it to. Welcome back. Yeah, YouTube is not always the most reliable when it comes to notifications. That is something that historically it has been very consistent about. So yeah, I am aware of the unfortunate lack of lighting. I've done my best, but unfortunately, most of my gear is stranded in San Francisco. So we can't move there. That is very unfortunate. Do I spend some mana here? I think I do. I think it is a little dark. I'm used to it being a little brighter. Like the whole area in here is a little... Oh, and I didn't proc back protection. I specifically said I was going to do that. There we go. All right. And then... I guess I'll just give that guy a whack. Do we want to spend... Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit these guys to soften them up. And then... I kind of want these guys to keep focusing on the wall there, so I don't really want to... I don't really want to take away their distraction. This one's pretty good, though. So I'll do 1 there. All right. All right, Rusty. Good luck with the kid aggro. All right. That's pretty good right there. So let's lead with that. And then I'm gonna... Oh, that was the wrong attack. Wait, did I just move into a place where I can't proc back protection? Yes, I did. All right, let's do that. We'll scoot out, and then... Keeping you on your toes from the sounds of it, Rusty. So let's... Oh, gosh. This side over here is starting to feel a little, course that didn't land. Still nothing. We could try lightning. Well, actually, I think we need to be a little smarter about things and make sure that we, I'll move to here. Make sure that we don't take panic. Unnecessary panic is, as the name suggests, unnecessary. And I guess we move to there. And now we have you. I've used up a lot of mana on here. I'm just going to take out some targets of opportunity here, I think. If I move over to here, can I... Wow, I have to move a long way to get this guy. And I don't like where I am with this one. I think take them out, and we take out... maybe this guy. Could we get lucky? Nope. And then we take 2 steps back, 1 step over, and we hope that our meleeer doesn't just get obliterated this turn. We are going to take a hit on the catapult. Yeesh. Alright, this turn's going to be make or break, for sure. If I move over 2, I can at least... Okay. Not great by any means. And then over here we have just... This is an absolute mess. I think we actually have to... Well, we could get very lucky with a lot of hits here, or we could not get lucky. that was pretty bad, if we're being honest. We're just barely scraping by here. Yes, Rusty. So I was a career software engineer. I worked at a bunch of different companies, doing software engineering in about 2014. I moved over to doing mostly management of software engineering teams. But yeah, and then I've kind of been back and forth. But yeah, I've done a lot of development work over the years, and that was my degree as well. I was a CS major. Let's see. So I got my start doing entirely Java development, and then I switched over and moved into a lot of like front end work. So I was doing a lot of JavaScript, started playing around with Node.js, and then when I moved over to Google, most of Google's software base is Python, and that was my first experience with Python. Was when I moved over to Google. So that's been most of it. All of my all of my coding in college was C++ and a tiny bit of Java, but that was way back at the beginning of time. Yeah, Python is very, very it's very well suited to kind of large scale development, among other things. Oh my gosh, the hit our mage just took, and we just lost a catapult. That feels pretty bad. Okay, we have to have a very good turn here. But yeah, Python is just great because it is it has good scale to it, but it has that kind of thing. I don't know if you're familiar with XKCD, but that comic has a great characterization of Python, that it just shows the main character floating in the air, and someone says, you know, how are you flying? And the answer is, oh, I imported the fly package. And that's pretty much Python in a nutshell, in my experience at least, is there's a certain amount of magic to it. So my first coding job, Rusty, was similarly for DoD. I was working as a defense contractor. All right, you're not gonna die, but we are gonna run out of action points before we have gotten where I needed us to go. I should have used the longbow on that one there. I think I'm gonna try and defend here by body blocking a bit. All right, we're just barely scraping by here, and we're about to lose this, which, yeah, pushed us out of the perfect, unfortunately. PHP is classic for sure. That is one language I have never had the pleasure of tinkering in hardly at all. But I know that, you know, it remains one of the most popular and used languages out there, for sure. Okay, you have a movement, so we're gonna try. No. Oh yeah, the government is incredibly behind. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They're late to the party, regardless of what that party is. That was always my experience with the DoD as well. But we're gonna be able to hold this Clar in place, which means we'll be able to clear things out. But we did miss out on the bonus, so that feels pretty bad. Oh yeah, everything is limitations. You know, everything takes twice as long and is twice as hard in the world of defense contracting, no doubt. All right, so I'm kind of slow rolling this one right now because we have a lot of sensors we need to clean up, and I needed to get Maximus into place to hold them back. Okay, Maximus, that's not what I was looking for. Yeah, it's really frustrating, Rusty, because at some point I realized what about software engineering was so, like, meaningful and profound for me, and it was entirely just being able to do things quickly. It's a funny example, but so I have a second YouTube channel that is not this one that we are currently hanging out on, where I've done kind of like talking head type stuff, just talking about, you know, what's on my mind, what I'm thinking about, that sort of stuff. And I did some software engineering projects since I've left Google, specifically for the channel, like making it easier to generate thumbnails, you know, those types of things. And there's something just so satisfying about solving a problem. You know, to me, that is the beauty and the magic of software engineering, is having the opportunity to solve real problems that affect people and, you know, change their life and change the way that they operate. And in the context of defense contracting, that was almost impossible to do successfully, because there were so many limitations, so many rules, so many, you know, contractual obligations. So you can search for, I haven't posted in a while there because of my emergency, but it is not Apotamus. So if this is Aldenpotamus, that one is not Apotamus. I think I have, let me try, I should have, let's see, exclamation YT. Does that work? There you go. So that second link, the pondering link, is to the Not Apotamus channel. Oh, that's not going to show up on the YouTube chat, though. Hold on. I'm going to have to copy that over to here for you, Rusty. There you go. So those are the two links. To obviously the channel that you're watching on right now, and the second one is to my Ponderings channel, where I've tried to do some talking head stuff. I tried to think about a whole bunch of things. I did a video on the Python code that I wrote for generating thumbnails, and I did also open source that code. So it's all available as a gist, because it's not that complicated. It doesn't require a GitHub repository or anything like that. But you can at least see how bad my coding is these days, now that I'm an old. So yeah, so Ultima, that is a facet of Glenwald, is you really need your 3 people to be able to stand on their own by the time Night 3 comes around, because that happens. All right, so what are we doing here? We have 7 workers, so we're going to grab one of these. And then we're going to upgrade this so that we can also get this one. Yeah, it's going to be Seer, for sure. But the question is, what else are we doing? Because we'll slap the Seer down there, as we usually do. And then... thank you, Rusty. I appreciate it. There's some good stuff in there. I've been learning a lot about lighting, recording, script writing, those types of things. But there's a handful of interesting videos that, from a programming perspective, you might find interesting as well. There's a pair on kind of thumbnails. Okay. Oh, the Mithril Dagger is such a good dagger. But I don't think I can afford to spend it. I can afford to get a house, which I think is what I want to do to get more economy ramping. And then I guess I'm just gonna do this one. Now, I really don't like that Carlotta is as exposed as they are. So I'm gonna give Carlotta a health potion. But yeah, I think Cercio, despite the fact that there's going to be a lot of line of sight issues here, I think Cercio is going there, Carlotta is going here, and then we're going to put trebuchets there and there. Oh yeah, so WikiLeaks was, so I'm trying to think. My last year doing DoD work was 2000 and So let's see, 2006, I got my first job. I worked there for 8 years. So 2012 was my last year in DoD. I don't remember what year WikiLeaks was. Now, it is questionable. I just realized I got the seer and then I did not repel the fog. That was a boneheaded move. It was my intention to repel the fog. I'm going to take 6 block here. No, I'm going to roll it once. Uh-oh. All right, that was a... Should not have rolled there, but you live and you learn. I think we'll pick up Crit Master. I need a bit more damage going. Some move points aren't too bad at this stage of the game, but right now, this particular run, the thing that I am most worried about is that our base damage hasn't increased by much. Yeah, you might be right. I think we had a little bit of it. A very small percentage of our work was secret and top secret, so it didn't hit us too hard. Confident. We're a little low on health, so we'll grab Crit Master. But yeah, I mean, things certainly tightened down around that time, and it was not particularly fun. Yeah, I wish I remembered more of it. Oh gosh, that was some terrible rolls. Most of the contracts I was working on, so I worked on a lot of like DARPA projects that were a little more theoretical in nature and a little less directly in contact with sensitive information. So I think that's probably why it didn't hit me too hard. Steady aim doesn't feel great. What's my plan here? I think I'm going to pick up Avid Learner, get some level ups faster. But as I mentioned, we did not push back the baddies, so this is going to be rough.